This presentation about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Wednesday, August 23, 2023. My name is Titi Gibro with this afternoon's presentation. Top stories this afternoon. President George Weah suspends campaign tour to mourn tragic death of three supporters. Education Ministry warns school authorities against charging exorbitant fees for graduation. More than 100 at-risk youth voluntarily enroll into government's detoxification and rehabilitation program. And away from Liberia, Kenyan police arrest ex-governor and wife on allegation of corruption. Sports. The news in simple Liberian English, French, a report of today's weather are all packaged. Edward Tamba first sets the pace with a bulletin of news.
President George Weah has suspended his campaign tour of Western Liberia in the wake of the tragic death of three of his supporters. Three members of the Girls for Weah Auxiliary died in a tragic motor accident in Bon County last evening. A release by the CDC National Campaign Team said campaign activities are now placed on hold for 2 days in respect of the loss of lives. The Liberian leader and entourage returned to Monrovia from Bomi County Tuesday evening to mourn the death of those three young women. Meanwhile, President George Weah is expected to join other supporters and partisans at the CDC headquarters Thursday afternoon at a planned event to mourn the fallen supporters who died while serving the party. Meanwhile, the CDC standard-bearer, President George Weah, has announced a commitment to honor right the cause of burials and other benefits for the three supporters of the party. Three CDC supporters died Tuesday in a motor accident along the Bong to Nimba Highway. President Weah described the deaths of the three CDC supporters as saddening and devastating moment for the CDC-led administration. The Liberian leader also extended deepest condolences to the bereaved families as they mourn the homegoing of their fallen family members. At the same time, President George Weah has declared Thursday, August 24 as National Flag Day to be observed throughout the Republic of Liberia as a national holiday. The proclamation is in consonance with an act approved on October 25, 1915 by the legislature, declaring the 24th day of August each year as National Flag Day to be observed as a national holiday in Liberia. The day is being commemorated annually by citizens in testimony of their allegiance and loyalty to the national enzyme, an embodiment of the nation's existence as a sovereign entity, and to encourage national pride and patriotism. The proclamation further orders citizens and foreign residents within the borders of Liberia to give prominence to the observance of the event throughout the Republic by flying the national flag from dwelling and public buildings. According to the proclamation, the Ministry of Education will execute programs befitting the day, including sporting activities, including schools across the nation on Wednesday, August 23rd, at the Invisible Sports Park, while an indoor program will be held at the Centennial Memorial Pavilion on Ashmore Street in Monrovia. Education Minister Ansu Soni has reiterated his warning on school administrators to adhere to the ministry's mandate on the graduation fees of 12th graders in the country. Minister Soni said the ministry has since mandated all private secondary institutions to charge the minimum of $100 while public institutions should pay 5,000 Liberian dollars. The education minister also threatened that the ministry will not hesitate to take actions against any school in violation of the fee stipulated.
Graduation fees are 100 United States dollars in private school. Any parent who pays more than that wants to break the rules and disrespect this country.
He is at the same time cautioning parents not to pay any additional fee outside of the ministry's pronouncement. Meanwhile, WAEC Liberia head Dale Boto says the office will nullify the entire results of any institution bent on registering candidates without the photos of the students. Mr. Boto noted that some institutions are habitual of registering some of the students with graphic images like flyers, flag, church emblems, among others. He said more than 2,000 candidates' results were cancelled due to the situation. The WAEC boss said it is wrong for school administrators to deny the students of obtaining his or her WAEC's certificate as it is essential to their education sojourn. He noted that any candidate whose result has been cancelled will have to resit the exams. More than 100 at-risk youths have been recruited under government and partners at-risk youth rehabilitation program. Among those processed include 17 females and 88 males. Deputy Information Minister for Public Affairs Jalawa Tampo said the young people were voluntarily processed at the Invisible Spokes Park Fish Market and the panel building around the Center Street Cemetery.
They were very, very much receptive. They themselves were saying they are tired with their life they live, and they were much more thankful to the government and the partners for coming to their aid at this particular point in time, because they said when the process was first announced, they thought it was just, a mere bluff.
Minister Tampo said 2 groups of 38 and 50 males have been sent to the ES Grant on the Dupont Road and Star Base for detoxification, respectively. He disclosed that the males will join other female counterparts at the Mother Rescue Rehabilitation Home for rehabilitation for 3 to 6 months, depending on their recoveries. Authorities of the Public Works Ministry are facing legislative inquiry Wednesday. They are Public Works Minister Ruth Coker Collins, Deputy Ministers for Administration and Technical Affairs and Technical Services Joseph Todd and Amos Barclay, including Assistant Minister for Operations Costella Sasia. The witnesses will make a progress report on the rehabilitation of the Southeastern Road Corridor and other primary roads, among others. It followed the Senate Public Account Committee's report accusing authorities of the ministry of refusing to provide updates as mandated by the Senate. Recently, Minister Ruth Coker Collins and her deputies were left on an oath to make a progress report to the Joint Committees on Public Works and Public Account within 30 days.
Edward Tama returns a little later with our foreign development and weather report. One of our top stories this afternoon: Education Ministry warns school authorities against charging exorbitant fees for that's graduation. To this story now, President George Weah has underscored the need for politicians to be voted in the pending elections based on their developmental track record. President Weah noted that this will give citizens a better understanding of what they are capable of doing if elected. The Liberian leader was speaking Tuesday at a citizen engagement in Bowman County and also bragged about positively impacting the lives of citizens through his developmental projects.